There is a silent pain that many parents never say out loud. It's the moment you realize that even though you deeply love your child, there are times when your child seems unsure around you, hesitant, conflicted, or emotionally distant. Not because of a lack of love, but because something feels inconsistent. They come to you, then pull away. They cry but resist comfort. And somewhere inside a question begins to grow. What am I doing wrong? But here is the truth that changes everything. This is not about love. It is about safety, emotional safety. Decades of research in developmental psychology, especially the work of John Bowlby and Mary Ainsworth, show that children are biologically wired to seek safety in their caregivers. This bond is called attachment. When that attachment is secure, the child uses the parent as a safe base to explore the world. But when the source of safety becomes unpredictable, something very different begins to happen. Later research by Mary Main and Eric Hesse identified what is known as disorganized attachment. This pattern emerges when a child faces an internal conflict that cannot be solved. The person they are wired to seek for safety becomes, at times, a source of fear or confusion. The nervous system doesn't know what to do. Move closer or move away. And when the brain cannot resolve that, it freezes. If this is resonating with you, take a moment and reflect. Have you ever noticed this pattern in your own reactions? This is why some children appear emotionally distant, shut down, or inconsistent. It's not defiance. It's not personality. It's adaptation. A nervous system trying to survive in an environment that feels unpredictable. One of the strongest contributors to this is emotional unpredictability. Research in affect regulation shows that children rely on consistent emotional responses to build a sense of safety. When a caregiver shifts between warmth and emotional distance, the child's brain cannot form a stable expectation. Instead, it remains in a constant state of alert. Another factor is what researchers call frightened or frightening caregiver behavior. And this doesn't require aggression. Sometimes it's subtle, a tense body, a distant gaze, a sudden emotional shutdown, or even panic in response to the child's emotions. Studies in infant neuroscience show that children don't just listen to words, they read the nervous system of the adult in front of them. There is also role reversal, often called parentification. This happens when the child becomes emotionally responsible for the parent. When they feel they need to comfort, stabilize, or carry the emotional weight of the adult. Research shows this interrupts healthy development because the child is no longer free to explore. Emotional invalidation is another powerful factor. When a child hears phrases like, "You're fine, stop crying," or "It's not a big deal," their internal experience is dismissed. Neuroscience shows that validation helps regulate the brain, especially areas related to fear and stress. If this made you think about your own childhood or your relationship with your child, comment the word aware. I'd love to know you're here. And often beneath all of this, there is something deeper. Unresolved trauma in the parent. Studies on intergenerational trauma show that when past wounds are not processed, they tend to repeat, not intentionally, but neurologically. In those moments, the parent is not only responding to the child, but also to their own past. When these patterns repeat, the child's nervous system becomes disorganized, not broken, but fragmented. Without a clear strategy for safety, they may seek closeness and avoid it at the same time, or shut down completely. This is often called the freeze response, when neither fight nor flight feels possible. But this is not where the story ends. Neuroscience is clear about one thing. The brain is plastic. Attachment can change. When a child feels something and you remain present, calm, and connected, something begins to shift. The nervous system reorganizes. The child learns that emotions do not lead to disconnection. That vulnerability is safe. Research shows that secure attachment is not built on perfection, but on repair. When a parent says, "I'm sorry, I got overwhelmed, but I'm here now," the child learns that relationships can break and still be restored. And if you want to become a safer, more present parent and break cycles that were never meant to continue, subscribe to this channel. This is where transformation begins, because in the end, safety is not built in perfect moments. It is built in small, consistent ones, and those moments start with awareness.